Hello, 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 hello. Hello? Can anyone hear this?
There we go.
Alright, well that's what it's gonna sound like. Alright, well actually, let's see what this does.
I mean, it sounds good. Buck. A buck is a classic build. It's what the Moscow Mule is based off of. And with the buck, you can use kind of any base spirit that you want. If you've gone to a bar and you've seen the Kentucky buck, that's because they're using a Kentucky whiskey. So if you're not a big vodka drinker, this would work just as well with gin, whiskey, rum. If you use it with white rum, it's called a Nancy Drew. That's an inside joke for me and my boss, Jason. But we're going to start with the just standard Moscow Mule. So I'm going to be using some fun bartending tools today, but what you don't know is that you have some at home too. So we're going to be doing, everything is going to be measured by the half. We're going to be doing an ounce and a half. And if you don't have a jigger at home, they come in different shapes and sizes. You can always use your measuring spoons. A tablespoon equals 1/2 of an ounce. So when we do an ounce and a half of spirit, which is what we're about to pour, you're going to use 3 tablespoons of your spirit of choice. So we're going to do our Dr. Porter's vodka. We're going to fill it to that ounce and a half line and put it right in here. So next we're going to do our citrus. So we're going to be using some fresh lime juice. We're going to put an ounce in here. So if you have your kids at home, each of those bottles is going to hold 2 ounces. So for each cocktail, it would be an ounce of citrus juice and an ounce of syrup. But if you like cocktails a little bit more acidic, go a little bit heavier on your citric. If you like a little bit sweeter, add a little bit more syrup to it. This is your cocktail. You should be at home. And everyone's palate is different. That's super important to know. Not everyone likes the same thing. I don't like the same thing as my sisters or my friends, so it's important that you drink what you like. So we're going to use the full ounce of lime juice. I like an acidic cocktail. That's just my palate. I know that about myself after all the years of drinking that I've done, but why I do use a little bit more citrus than I will the sugar. So we have our honey ginger syrup as well. So again, you have your full ounce of that. If you don't want to use as much, don't use the full ounce. I'm going to scale it back a little bit to 3/4 of an ounce. But if you're using the full ounce, that's 2 tablespoons. So it's super easy to be able to measure at home. Then you're gonna add ice. So when you go to a bar, you're gonna see your bartender shake a cocktail, you're gonna cocktail. But the important thing is knowing why they do those things and when to be able to do that at home. If you have citrus juice in a cocktail, you always want to shake it. Ice is inarguably the most important ingredient in any cocktail that you make. It's going to chill, it's going to dilute, but it's going to do something extra if you shake it. It's also going to aerate your cocktail. So it's going to add some air into that. It's going to soften a lot of those flavor palettes. So if your citrus seems acidic, it's going to be softened out by that. If the ginger and the ginger syrup seems spicy, once you shake it, it's going to be a lot more palatable and easier for you to be able to drink. So if we're using ice because it has citrus juice. If you're making an old fashioned and there's no citrus at all, there's no cream, there's no olive juice, it's just all spirit, sugar, vermouth, bitters, anything like that, you're just going to stir that cocktail. So when it chill and dilute, you just don't want to incorporate any of that air. Alright, so you're going to seal your tin, and when you shake it, you shouldn't shake it like this. You want to shake it. So what that's going to do, again, you're incorporating that air. If you're doing this, there's not going to be a lot of air being incorporated. So you really want to shake it. Alright. So now we have our shaken cocktail. Next we're going to get our old-fashioned glass. Put some ice in it. You always want to do fresh ice. You don't want to strain it over the ice that you just used. It's already bruised, broken down, and it's just no good to you anymore. So you're going to strain it. We always double strain at the bar because you want to get all those ice chips out. This cocktail is already perfectly diluted the way that it is. So you don't really need to do any extra. All those ice chips, all that's going to do is going to add more water and over dilute your cocktail. Beautiful unknown ginger ale, again, South End Charlotte, they're right down the street from us. And top that. And you have a beautiful, refreshing, simple QC mule that you can just switch up however you like. If you have some fresh fruit at home, muddle that in there. Cocktail, switch it up. It's an easy base cocktail for you to be able to just kind of get wild with. So that is your QC mule. All right, our next cocktail that we're gonna do is the Buzz City Smash. So inspired by the colors of the Hornets, this cocktail is gonna be a little bit purple, just to the Hornets colors. We miss all of these sports during this uncertain time, so just a little nod to our home team. With this cocktail, we suggest whiskey. Again, it's really flexible. You can use gin with this and all you like, but every cocktail kit that we do is just super versatile. So we're going to be using Fisher's rye whiskey. It's made from Greensboro, North Carolina, from Fainting Goat Distilling. So again, focusing on local, supporting these small businesses during this time. They're not here in Charlotte. One of the distillers did go to college here and has such a soft spot for us, but it's Greensboro. It's still North Carolina. We still want to support local, and it doesn't necessarily have to be right here in Charlotte, but our state and our region. So we're going to do rye whiskey. The reason I chose rye is because it has a higher rye, so it's going to add some more spice to your cocktail. That's going to complement the hibiscus and the honey basil soda, and for me, it's just kind of my favorite right now. So really awesome, family-owned Fainting Goat in Greensboro. Check them out. But we're going to start with the Fisher's rye whiskey. Again, 1.5 ounces. So your 3 tablespoons. So both of these cocktails have citrus juice in it, so we're going to shake it again. We don't need to go over why. If you do get the No Fig Deal, that is our one stirred cocktail. So that'll be a little bit different. Again, chilling, diluting, but just not aerating. So we have our Fisher's. Then we're going to use the beautiful hibiscus syrup. So it's super deep and purple. It's going to change the color you put it in. I get hibiscus, just dried hibiscus flowers from a local international mart, make a tea out of it, and then sweeten it with sugar. You can add it to a margarita, you can add it to basically anything. It's just going to make it super beautiful and add this nice, deep, floral sweetness to it. So we're going to use that next. I love this syrup. Even though I like acidic drinks, I'm going to use a full ounce of this hibiscus syrup. You can see when you pour it, it's just so deep and purple. Super pretty. And then to complement that, we're going to use some lemon juice. Again, I like acidity, so I'm going to use that full ounce. So I'm sure that you've heard of smashes before. It's again another kind of classic. You'll hear a whiskey smash, and usually that has muddled fruit in it. With this one, we're just kind of taking all of that effort out of it and just using that hibiscus syrup. So again, we're going to add our ice to it. You want to have fresh ice into your glass. For this Collins glass, I like to sip this one, or a tall glass, Collins, highball, whatever you want to call it. And again, we're gonna hit that with some fresh ice. Now the fun thing about these cocktail kits is that this is just the basics. This should just get you comfortable shaking stuff at home, doing some, letting yourself do the work instead of going out to a bar and ordering a cocktail. So I hope that after this you get a little bit adventurous, let this be the base and kind of the foundation and be able to expand outside of that. So, and we're gonna smash. So with this cocktail, it's gonna be topped with this beautiful honey basil from Charleston, North Carolina. So I love Canterbury, again, focusing on local, but it's not hyper local. They have a great arrangement of sodas. They are former bartenders from a place called the Gin Joint, and they were making craft sodas for their own bar and decided that there weren't enough out into the market and they wanted to create them for other people to enjoy. So I've always been a big fan of Canterbury. This has been an awesome opportunity to be able to get this soda in front of people. We use them in a bunch of different cocktails. In our raspberry mojito, we use the raspberry mint, the grapefruit elderflower for the Paloma. They just do some fantastic stuff. And again, I'm a bartender, glad to have this opportunity to be able to support them. So what that honey basil soda is gonna do is it's gonna add a little bit of the beautiful deep sweet of honey, but also some herbaceousness of that basil. It's still gonna be super refreshing. By the pool here at the Ascent, which I'm sure is gorgeous, and I'm sure you guys can't wait to do. But again, we're gonna loosen this, we wanna aerate it. And then you'll see again, this hibiscus will change the color of any cocktail you put in, which is beautiful. And this deep purple. And we're gonna top it. Our Canterbury honey basil soda. And this is gonna be something you're gonna drink all summer long as it is today. Super refreshing and easy to enjoy. If you ever have any questions, follow me at Amanda B Mixing on any questions about these cocktails or the spirits or anything like that. Please feel free to reach out. Thank you again for your patience today and tuning in. Cheers.